Hello students, welcome to the channel Vedantu NCERT Solutions class 11th and 12th where we discuss back exercises of physics, chemistry and biology on a single platform. And children, today we are discussing the chapter number 3 of your biology NCERT book, that is reproductive health. And the first question that you see here is the very first question of your exercise. What is the significance of reproductive health in a society? reproductive health की society में क्या importance है, क्या significance है, वो पूछ रहे हैं. तो बच्चों in general हमें पता होना चाहिए that reproductive health awareness makes you more aware about the kind of birth control methods available, and it also helps you realize the importance of having small families. Children, secondly, what are the kind of sexually transmitted diseases that are being spread and how can you prevent the STDs? That is also one of the most important points of reproductive health awareness. Children, it also signifies that what kind of care, what kind of postnatal care is required for the mother and baby after the delivery. And also children, lastly, it emphasizes on the significance of having both male and female children. So equal opportunities for male and female children is signified here. So let's write the answer for this, that what is the significance? What is the significance of reproductive health? What is the significance of reproductive health? The very first point that we are going to write is that it brings awareness about various birth control methods, and the importance of having small families, Clear? Second important significance of reproductive health is, as we discussed, that it brings awareness about the spread of sexually transmitted diseases, so let's write it on the next page, spread of sexually transmitted diseases that we generally call STDs, right? Sexually transmitted diseases, commonly called STDs, and the methods to control them. It also emphasizes, as we discussed, to control them. So basically we have to write control here, control them. Okay, this is control. And third point that we are mentioning here is that it talks about it brings awareness about postnatal care means after delivery care. Okay, postnatal care of mother and baby. And lastly, it emphasizes on the significance of having equal opportunities for both male and female child. Emphasizes on the equal opportunities for male and female child. So I hope children this particular solution is clear to you. Suggest the aspects of reproductive health which need to be given special attention in the present scenario. So they are basically asking कि आज के टाइम पे प्रेजेंट सिनेरियो के अकॉर्डिंग रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ के कौन कौन से एस्पेक्ट्स को ज़्यादा अटेंशन या ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देने की ज़रूरत है. तो बच्चों अगर हम इन जनरल डिस्कस करें, सबसे पहली प्रॉब्लम जो हमें रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ अवेयरनेस में इंक्लूड करनी चाहिए, इंपॉर्टेंस देनी चाहिए, दैट इज़ ऑफ पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ. सो वट एवर प्रॉब्लम्स आर देयर ड्यू टू uncontrolled population growth that need to be taken care of under reproductive health awareness. Secondly, अगर हम बात करें जितने भी sexual abuses हैं, sex related crimes हैं, या जितने भी sexually transmitted diseases हैं, और if it is we talk about the care of the mother at the time of pregnancy, or even if we talk about the postnatal care of the mother and the child, these are the very important aspects, these are the very basic aspects to be taken care of under reproductive health. So children, let's write all these points, aspects that need to be given special importance, special attention under reproductive health awareness is, under reproductive health is or includes, so we will list point by point what are the important aspects, right, which need to be taken care of. So first of all, we will mention problems related to uncontrolled population growth. Number one, uncontrolled population growth, because you know there are many problems, economic, social, cultural problems related to uncontrolled population growth, right? Clear? Second that you can mention here is whatever sex related abuses or sex related crimes are taking place that need to be taken care of. Sex related abuses and sexual crimes should be taken care of. Thirdly, children, you can mention here is that whatever problems are there related to sexual transmitted diseases, before that we need to talk about the sexual hygiene, actually maintaining, so I'll just correct this, maintaining, right, maintaining hygienic sexual practices, awareness about sexually transmitted diseases, awareness about sexually transmitted diseases that we generally call STDs, right? Sexually transmitted diseases, right? Clear? And after this, we should talk about the care of the mother that should be taken care of at the time of pregnancy. Care of mother at the time of pregnancy, and also we should take care about the postnatal care that needs to be given to the mother and the child. Postnatal care for the mother and child after delivery. So children, these are the important aspects that you need to take care of under reproductive health awareness. Special attention needs to be given to these points. Children, I hope you have understood the solution for this question. So the question that you see on your screen is the third question, asking you, is sex education necessary in schools, and if yes, why? So children, we basically have to think about the reasons कि क्यों sex education बहुत important है schools में nowadays. Because first of all, children, the person needs to be aware about sex related aspects. There should be the right kind of information going to the children. The myths and misconceptions about sex related aspects should be avoided. इसलिए बहुत important है sex education. Secondly, children, one needs to be made aware about the reproductive organs. What is adolescence? What are the changes taking place during the time of adolescence? And thirdly, what are the what is the basic sexual hygiene that needs to be maintained during sexual practices? And fourthly, कितने भी sexually transmitted diseases हों उनको कैसे prevent कर सकते हैं, how are they being spread actually, that all needs to be discussed during sex education in schools. So we'll list up here one by one what are the various reasons for sex education. So we'll write, yes, sex education is necessary because, yes, sex education in schools is necessary because, first of all, as I said, it gives you right information about sex related aspects. So I'm listing up the points here. Because it provides right information, related to sexual or sex related aspects, you can write either way, and helps avoiding myths and misconceptions. So whatever myths are there, whatever wrong conceptions are there, they can be avoided, right? This is the first point. Second, it provides information, right information about reproductive organs, adolescence, and also whatever changes are taking place during teenage, right, they are also very important to be understood, because child is going through mental, emotional, social changes, right? So and adolescence and related changes. Thirdly, children, it makes one aware about sex hygiene, right? Sex hygiene. Also, children, it talks about the sexually transmitted diseases. So we'll write awareness about sexually transmitted diseases can be made. Sexually transmitted diseases, commonly called STDs, can be created or made, right? Clear? I hope, children, this solution is clear to you. The question that you see on the screen is the fourth question of your back exercise of this chapter. Do you think reproductive health in a society has improved in the past 50 years? If yes, mention some areas of improvement. So they are asking you basically that has the reproductive health brought about any improvement in the last 50 years in our country? और अगर ऐसा है तो हमें उन areas of improvement को बताना है कि कौन कौन से areas में हमने बहुत improve किया है. तो बच्चों अगर हम बात करें, because of the awareness of reproductive health, we have been able to bring massive चाइल्ड इम्यूनाइजेशन इनटू द पिक्चर. पहले बच्चों को इम्यूनाइजेशन कराने नहीं ले जाया जाता था. पीपल वर नॉट अवेयर, दे वर नॉट सोशली अवेयर. सो बेसिकली नाउ इट हैज़ इम्प्रूव्ड. एवरी चाइल्ड इज़ गिवन. द बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल इज़ पोलियो, राइट? पोलियो की इम्यूनिटी सबको प्रोवाइड की जाती है. द बेसिक टेटनस रिलेटेड इंजेक्शंस एंड अदर बेसिक इंजेक्शंस, अदर डिजीज रिलेटेड इंजेक्शंस आर already given to the child in a very young age. So that is one area of improvement. Second बात करें तो the pregnancy, the time of pregnancy, the mother is taken care of. So maternity and child care has improved. और उसके बाद अगर हम बात करें बच्चों तो lot of improvement has taken place in the area of using contraceptive methods for birth control, and also people are planning the family now. They are going towards having smaller families. So these are some of the areas in India through which we can say that we have really improved in the past 50 years when the when we talk about the improvement in the reproductive health awareness. So let's write our answer here, that some areas of improvement due to reproductive health are number one, as I told you, massive child immunization is one field where we have improved. Second is maternity and child care. Maternity is basically pregnancy time. Maternity and child care. We can also mention postnatal care here, okay? So even postnatal care of mother and child is taken care of. Thirdly, children, usage of contraceptives has improved, has increased. Usage of contraceptives has increased. And lastly, children, if I say, it is the basically we can say that family planning methods have come into a bigger picture. So family planning has improved. Family planning has improved. So I hope, children, this solution is clear to you. Question number 5 asking you, what are the suggested reasons for population explosion? So children, we need to discuss the reasons here कि क्या reasons हो सकते हैं जिसकी वजह से population explode कर रही है, it is not coming under control. तो अगर हम बात करें तो बच्चों पहले के मुकाबले आज के टाइम पे डेथ रेट बहुत ज़्यादा नीचे चला गया है. It has declined. And if I talk about the maternal mortality rate, the mothers dying at the time of pregnancy or during the delivery, that rate has also come to a very low number. And also if I talk about infant mortality rate, the newborn babies that are there, they are also being, because of advancement in medicine, because of advancements in technology, we are able to save the lives of mother and baby at the time of delivery. So those are the two other reasons due to which ये जो population explode हो रही है. Also children, if I talk about population growth, तो जो number of individuals reproductive age group में ज़्यादा हैं वो भी एक reason है कि जिसकी वजह से population explode करती जा रही है. So we are expanding towards the population growth aspect, if we say. And lastly children, it is because of the advancement of technology also that people are getting more engaged in jobs, in work, in social culture. They are able to earn much, they are able to avoid hunger deaths. So let's list some of the reasons here. So first reason here that we can write is, what are the suggested reasons for population explosion? Number one is decline in death rate. Number one is decline in death rate, right? Second, I have told you decline in maternal mortality rate. Maternal mortality rate, deaths of mother at the time of delivery, that has come very down, right, because of advancements in medicine and technology. Again we can say decline in infant mortality rate. Infant means newborn babies. Infant mortality rate, so you are able to save their lives at the time of birth, right? Also if I say increase in number of people in the reproductive age group. So basically more teenagers, more young people are there, more people in reproductive age group, and that's why the population is expanding, right? And lastly children, it is because of the advancement in technology and medicine. Advancement in technology and medicine. So I'll write it here on the next page. Technology and medicine to avoid hunger deaths. To avoid hunger deaths. So I hope children this solution is super clear to you now. And children, the question that you see in your screen is the 6th question of your back exercise of chapter number 3. Is the use of contraceptives justified? Give reasons. So they are asking you, is the use of contraceptives right to do? So children, we have to justify it with the help of reasons. तो पहला reason हम यहाँ पर ये दे सकते हैं कि if contraceptives were not have been used, there would have been an absolute increase in the population growth, because of which people would have suffered the scarcity of basic requirements, even like food, shelter, clothing, etc. And secondly children, if contraceptive devices would not have been used, there might have been a massive increase in the sexually transmitted diseases spread that right now is under control. So let's give these two reasons. Yes, the use of contraceptives is justified. Yes, the use of contraceptives is justified because otherwise, so I'm writing here the reason, otherwise there would have been an absolute increase in population growth, leading to scarcity of basic requirements, right? Leading to scarcity of basic requirements like food, shelter and clothing. So these are very basic things to have in one's life, like food, shelter, clothing, etc. Okay, and second point that we can mention here is that it would have led to an increase in the sexually transmitted diseases. That is STDs. So use of contraceptives is very important for controlling population also and for controlling STDs as well. So I hope children you have got the solution now. Question that you see in front of you on the screen is from the chapter number 3 of your class 12 biology book, that is reproductive health. So it is asking in the question, removal of gonads cannot be considered as a contraceptive option. Why? So children, you basically can't remove the gonads because you know the kind of contraceptive method one should have should be effective first of all and reversible. If in case the removal of gonads is done, in that case children, it is not a reversible method. The person won't be able to produce gametes further on, and this is not a good contraceptive option. So that let's write that removal of gonads cannot be considered a good contraceptive option, or even an option of contraception cannot be considered as a contraceptive option because contraceptive methods should be because contraceptive methods or devices should be effective and reversible. So you need to pay attention to these two terms, effective and reversible. Since gonads once removed cannot be replaced, so I'll write here cannot be replaced. That's why this cannot be considered as a it cannot be considered as a contraceptive option. It cannot be considered as a contraceptive method. So I hope children this solution is clear to you now. 8th question of the NCERT back exercise asks, amniocentesis for sex determination is banned in our country. Is this ban necessary? Comment. So first of all children, you need to understand what is amniocentesis. What is amniocentesis? Amniocentesis children, it is a type of a prenatal diagnostic test. एक ऐसा टेस्ट है जो प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पर मदर्स के ऊपर किया जाता है टू फाइंड आउट द हेल्थ ऑफ द डेवलपिंग फीटस. इफ़ दिस इज़ द डेवलपिंग फीटस, तो इसके आसपास जो फ्लूइड आपको नज़र आता है, the fluid surrounding the growing developing fetus is known as amniotic fluid, and this amniotic fluid can be tested to find out if the fetus is suffering from some chromosomal disorders, if he or she is suffering from some metabolic disorders, genetic disorders. So such disorders can be found out, which is a good test to get to know to the medical health of the fetus. But children, at the same time, this particular test is being misused by some of the parents, by some of the medical experts to find out the sex of the child. So if the sex of the child is determined before the birth of the child, sometimes the parents, they undergo MTP, medical termination of pregnancy, realizing that the fetus is a female child. So if the child is female, so they practice female feticide, right, which is a very bad practice, and that is why this test has been banned in our country. It can only be used by the medical experts to find out the challenging condition, health condition of the child, but it cannot be told to the parents basically that if it is male or female, right. So I am writing here amniocentesis for sex determination has been banned because it is being misused. It is being misused by the medical experts and parents. To find out the sex of the child. Leading to female feticide in many cases. All right. So children, that's why this particular test has been banned. But we should also mention that it is a amniocentesis. It is a prenatal diagnostic test. Performed to diagnose any chromosomal to diagnose any chromosomal or metabolic disorders in the fetus. Alright, so I hope children this solution is clear to you now. Question number 9 of NCERT book, that is suggest some methods to assist infertile couples to have children. तो हमें कुछ ऐसे methods बताने हैं जो कि infertile couples को help कर सकते हैं to have children, to conceive, and one such method is children test tube baby. So test tube baby is that method in which basically in a test tube, in vitro conditions, in lab conditions, we can mate the male and female gametes. So let's say this is the sperm and this is the egg cell coming, and they are fused to form a structure called zygote. Either this can be developed into zygote stage या फिर हम इसको embryo stage तक भी develop करके even फीमेल के अंदर ट्रांसफ़र कर सकते हैं. तो बेसिकली चिल्ड्रन द फर्टिलाइजेशन इज बीइंग कैरिड आउट इन टेस्ट ट्यूब्स in vitro conditions, that we mean lab conditions. So I'm writing here, in this condition the male and female gametes are fertilized in a test tube to give rise to zygote or embryos that can be later transferred to the female tract. तो दैट टोटली डिपेंड्स. अगर zygotic स्टेज में होगा तो हम ट्रांसफ़र करेंगे टू फलोपियन ट्यूब. अगर zygote एम्ब्रियो स्टेज में होगा तो उसको ट्रांसफ़र करेंगे टू द यूट्रस. दैट कैन बी लेटर ट्रांसफर्ड टू द फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ट्रैक्ट. राइट, क्लियर? सो दिस इज़ वन मेथड. सेकेंड मेथड जो हम यहाँ पर इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं फॉर कंसीविंग, दैट इज़ गिफ्ट gamete intrafallopian transfer. Children, this method is for those females जो कि gamete produce नहीं कर सकती हैं, but they can definitely provide environment for fertilization, right? So basically we are taking gamete from a suitable donor female who can transfer the gamete to the fallopian tube to the acceptor female और वहाँ पर fertilization हो सकती है. So in this method ovum collected from a suitable female donor is transferred to a female who cannot produce one but can provide environment for fertilization. Who cannot produce one but can provide suitable environment for fertilization. So this is the second method, right? Suitable environment for fertilization. This is carried out in case of infertile females, right? थर्ड मेथड पर हम आते हैं जिसका नाम है ICSI, that is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. It is again an in vitro method जिसमें if the male and female cannot actually mate their gametes, if they are unable to conceive, so the embryo is developed under in vitro conditions in which you directly inject the sperm into the cytoplasm of the ovum. So this is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. In this method sperms are directly injected into the cytoplasm of the ovum to give rise to form an embryo, right? To form an embryo. So this is ICSI. And the last method, children, which we can suggest to the infertile couples could be artificial insemination. Artificial insemination is one method in which the male or the husband is not able to basically ejaculate or basically if the male is producing low number of sperm count, so in that case the sperms can be collected from the husband or a suitable donor and they can be directly transferred to the uterus or vagina of the female. So I am writing it here. In this method, sperms are collected from suitable donor or husband and transferred artificially to the vagina of the female. Right? Clear? So I hope children आपको ये मेथड समझ आए होंगे. What are the measures one has to take to prevent from contracting STDs? STD stands for sexually transmitted diseases. So we have to suggest ways by which sexually transmitted diseases can be avoided. So first of all children, इसके लिए हमें कुछ reasons करने होंगे. Enlist that says that first of all one has to avoid sex with multiple partners, unknown partners, and secondly one has to use contraceptive devices which prevent STDs, for example condoms, and thirdly children, if there is some doubt one has to take medical help so that the doubts are cleared, there is sexual hygiene maintained. So I am enlisting the reasons here that what are the measures one has to take while preventing, if one has to prevent STDs. So first of all, I am writing the reason here that avoid sexual practices with multiple or unknown partners. Secondly, usage of condoms during coitus to prevent STDs, and thirdly, take medical help in case of doubt. So these are the measures one can take to prevent STDs. State true or false with explanation. So there are 4 statements given, A, B, C and D, and we have to write the answer true or false with an explanation कि वो statement सही है या गलत. So first statement is abortions could happen spontaneously too, कि abortions खुद ब खुद भी कई बारी हो जाते हैं even if one doesn't go for MTP, that is medical termination of pregnancy. So children, this is quite true because due to incompatibility issues or because of internal factors sometimes abortions happen on their own. So I'll write the explanation, don't worry, later on we'll write the explanation of each and every statement. Infertility is defined as the inability to produce a viable offspring and is always due to abnormalities or defects in the female partner. So they are saying कि infertility mostly वाइबल ऑफस्प्रिंग ना प्रोड्यूस करने को कहते हैं और ये हमेशा तभी होती है जब फीमेल पार्टनर एबनॉर्मल होती है. तो दिस स्टेटमेंट इज़ फॉल्स चिल्ड्रन बिकॉज इट कुड बी समटाइम्स ड्यू टू एबनॉर्मैलिटीज़ इन मेल्स ऑल्सो. समटाइम्स स्पर्म mobility is not there, sperm move नहीं कर सकता है, or the sperm count is really low in males. In that case infertility could be in males also. Third question, third statement, complete lactation could help us as a natural method of contraception. Yes children, this is mentioned in NCERT. Complete lactation can help as a natural method क्योंकि उस time ovulation नहीं हो रही होती है and because of that the lady is not able to produce ovum. But children, this is not true always. Sometimes it could happen as well and it is viable only for a max period of 6 months. Lastly children, creating awareness about sex related aspects is an effective method to improve reproductive health of the people. True children, the more awareness we create, the more myths and doubts will be cleared and because of which one can actually easily become aware about the reproductive health of his or her own. So I'm writing the first answer here. Abortions couldn't happen spontaneously too. True because of some incompatibility or internal factors. Because of some incompatibility or internal factors, abortions can happen spontaneously too. Can happen spontaneously 2. So the statement is true, right? Clear? Second statement that they had been asking in the question is infertility is defined as inability to produce viable offspring, and it is always due to abnormalities or defects in female partner. So infertility, that was a false statement. Infertility can happen due to abnormalities or defects in males as well, when the sperm count is low, or we can say that sperms are immobile, right? They cannot move, they are immobile. So that is the case, that's why the statement is false, right? The first one was true, but we have to give explanation for every statement. Third is complete lactation could help us as a natural method of contraception. Yes, true, because at the time of lactation, ovulation does not occur. So pregnancy can be avoided. But it is just for 6 months or so, till the time the mother is feeding, right? 6 months or so, right? So the statement was right. And if I talk about the last statement here, creating awareness about sex related aspects is an effective method to improve reproductive health of the people. Yes, it is true, because it can help avoiding myths and misconceptions. So I hope children the solution is clear to you. With the question says correct the following statements. So 4 statements are given और हमें उनमें incorrect phrase या word ढूंढ के उसको correct करना है. तो first is surgical methods of contraception prevent gamete formation. No बच्चों, surgical methods कभी भी gamete formation को prevent नहीं करते हैं. They always prevent the transport of gametes. So we'll correct this. So this is a false statement, right? This is wrong. All sexually transmitted diseases are completely curable. No, only if they are detected in time and if they are treated properly, तभी हम उसको cure कर सकते हैं. Third statement, oral pills are very popular contraceptives among rural women. No children, it is not common among rural women. It is common in educated urban women. Lastly, in the embryo transfer technique, ET means embryo transfer technique, embryos are always transferred into uterus. No बच्चों, अगर embryo 8 cell stage तक बना हुआ है तो उसको fallopian tube में transfer करेंगे, और अगर 8 cell stage से ऊपर का embryo है like 16 cell or 32 cell stage तो हम उसको uterus में transfer करेंगे. So I am writing the solutions here that for the A statement what is wrong is surgical methods prevent transport of male and female gametes. Right? Clear to you? Second statement जो है, all sexually transmitted diseases are curable, completely curable. All sexually transmitted diseases are curable only if detected early and treated properly. सही टाइम पर और सही ट्रीटमेंट होगा तभी they can be curable, right? Third statement was there which says oral pills are very popular contraceptives among rural women. No, oral contraceptives are more common among urban educated women. Urban मतलब कि जो cities में रहती हैं women, they are more aware about it and because they are comparatively educated. So in embryo transfer techniques, embryos are transferred into the uterus. As I told you, not necessary. In embryo transfer technique, embryos up to 8 cell stage. 8 cell stage are transferred to fallopian tube. And above 8 cell stage are transferred to uterus. So I hope children आपको ये solution clear हुआ है, and if it is clear to you, hit the like button, share this video with your friends and subscribe to channel Vedantu NCERT Solutions. I'll see you in the next session.